Father Lord, it be like say person will fear this Arsenal now. Hey, see wiping. Better wiping of Bayern Munich. Chai, waiting the good Chelsea for weekend. See, to be honest, they played an amazing game of football. Like, it was, I wouldn't even say it was end to end, because Arsenal gave Bayern Munich a tough time. They could not handle them, and then obviously goalkeeper misbehaved. In fact, guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's just go straight into the post-match thoughts of match day 5 in the Champions League. I'm just going to run across some of the games for Tuesday and Wednesday and just do all together the games that were played across the 2 days. Obviously, let's start off with the big one, or let me say the first big game that happened on Tuesday was Chelsea against Barcelona. Chelsea were outstanding. They were so good. Barcelona on the other end, terrible. Before the first half ended, they were reduced to 10 men. Ronald Araujo was given matching order. He was given the red card, and already Chelsea were 1 goal up already. So I don't think there was much they could have done in the second half. And Estevao, or should I say Estevao, was he performed. He showed why he was the star boy of not just the game, but the #1 star boy right now. And I must really say that I was really quite impressed with Chelsea's all-round game. Obviously, Cucurella winning the man of the match, it was no surprise. He held Lamine Yamal. Like, I think it was only probably one shot, I don't know if it was on target, that Lamine Yamal had all through the game, or all through the time he was on the field. Cucurella didn't give him any chance at all. That was how good they was. And even individual performance, Caicedo, is there any surprise? Absolutely not. It was that good in the midfield. As I said, Estevao, obviously. In the defense it was Cucurella, and in the midfield it was Caicedo. It was a beautiful game of football, and obviously winning that game 3-0, it just goes to show how good Chelsea are. However, for Barcelona, I think they were really disappointing on the night. Yes, I get that Rafinha didn't start, Rashford didn't start. Regardless, they didn't put up a very good performance. I don't think I really saw much of Lewandowski. In fact, I don't think they had just one shot on target, and that was the first chance I think Ferran had, and obviously missed that, and nothing again. I don't think Sanchez made any save at all in that match. That was how bad Barcelona was. But it's good that Chelsea, with that win, are now in the top 8 of the Champions League. It's a steady progress, and you can see that they keep improving with each game. They didn't concede, and that is now 4 games back to back. And then Arsenal, which was the second big game of match day 5, beating Bayern Munich 3-1. I won't say it's much of a surprise, but I expected Bayern to put up a better performance. I was a bit disappointed in their captain and goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. I feel like that last goal that Martinelli scored, he should have done better. What was the point of him coming off his post if you were obviously going to miss the ball? That didn't make any sense to me at all. It didn't make any sense to me. I won't say even Harry Kane had much of an impact in this particular match. It was quite disappointing, but then again, Arsenal won the game, and they are now top of both the Champions League and even the Premier League. I am really I must say I'm impressed with what Mqatch has done with this side. And I think it's even not just the players that are on the field, even the substituted players, you can see that they do so well, especially with Madrid getting the second goal, and of course Martinelli getting the third goal. yeah, you can tell that they have that squad depth, and that is really, really helping Arsenal. And I think that will, probably propel them to, maybe winning the Premier League or the Champions League, or even both. You really never can tell. But so far, I think I've been impressed with these two sides. And then the other game that was quite disappointing for me, obviously, was Liverpool losing at home again to PSV 4-1. I don't know. Like, I did this. This is bad. I thought the 3-0 they lost to Nottingham Forest at the weekend was terrible. This is terrible. The fact that Van Dijk even gave a penalty. The funny thing was, when they were coming out of coming into the field, I just saw this fear in the face of Van Dijk. Like, it didn't look like someone that was confident at all. And just about 5 or 6 minutes into the game, it was already, handballing, giving a penalty away. Like, how bad can they get? And then the fact that even at the slot had to substitute and bring out Konate, it just tells you everything. This team here, I for the life of me, I cannot even imagine it. When I look at how good they were last season, probably even the beginning of the league phase of the Champions League and even the first half of the Premier League, they are doing right now what they did last season is what Arsenal is doing right now. Like, they are so bad. I don't understand it. Like, how? See, I don't even want to dive because I can't tell exactly what the problem is with Liverpool, but they are extremely bad at the moment. They lost to Eindhoven. Man, it's ridiculous. And then Manchester City also lost at home to Bayer Leverkusen 2-0. Coming from the loss they had at the weekend against Newcastle, I did expect them to play better, but I get that Pep made about 10 changes, but I also feel like it was probably because of the result they had at the weekend, which was what must have, founded his decision of making about 10 changes. But obviously, regardless of the changes they made, it didn't look like they were any better. They're still struggling, obviously, defensively. I don't even know what they will do at the weekend. Well, they lost. It's now back-to-back losses for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, and they have to get it right one way or the other, but it was really, really disappointing. And then Newcastle, who somehow beat Manchester City at the weekend, lost to Marseille. They were 1 goal up and then losing 2-1. I don't understand. I don't get it. You see, when I say Champions League and league matches, sometimes they're always different. Don't think that the form you carry from your league match is what you will carry to the Champions League. The other teams, they mean you. They mean you. So if you don't play well, they go fire your boom. You have to be ready. Anyways, Real Madrid also were able to get over the line against Olympiacos. They won 4-3. Kylian Mbappe scoring all 4 goals. I'm not surprised that Kylian Mbappe is scoring for them, but I think they really, really need to work on that defense. I do feel like if Olympiacos were given probably an extra 5-10 minutes, they could have equalized that game, but they were lucky to get away with that result. And looking at the fact that their defense is really, really strong. In fact, I think most of the teams in Spain are really struggling right now in European competition, but you expect that defending champions Barcelona would do better. They did not. Real Madrid, who are probably top of the table, are also struggling, but they were able to get over the line. As I said, they need to do better when it comes to European competition. And then Atletico Madrid were able to eventually, it was a last minute win for them. Jimenez getting the second goal, I think the 93rd minute of the match. They won 2-1 against Inter Milan. Inter, I don't know, it's now back-to-back defeat for them. So maybe, just maybe, there's just something going wrong just a little bit at the moment. I don't think it's really bad yet, looking at how they started the season, but obviously, having back-to-back defeat is not good. They were runners-up in the Champions League last season. Obviously, you want to do better, right? You really want to do better, but regardless, they lost the game, and so far it seems they would have to stick to 12 points until match day 6. And then Paris Saint-Germain were from a goal down, they eventually were able to beat Tottenham 5-3. Now obviously I did expect a lot of goals because I knew both of them want to come out and not defend very well, but I expected it to end in a draw, looking at the fact that they both played each other in the Super Cup. But then again, Paris Saint-Germain have a lot of their players back. Ousmane Dembele is back, Kvaratskhelia is back, Bakola is back. Obviously, I think that was more of an advantage for them, and they were able to get over the line, getting the 3 points needed to still be in the top 8 of the Champions League. I think aside from maybe Galatasaray, who lost their game and they were down to 10 men, losing to Younes and Gilias, that was a huge disappointment looking at the form they carried into this particular game, winning all 3 games and then losing. And I don't want to give the excuse of the fact that Osimhen didn't play, but yeah, they lost the game, and so far they might probably have to do better in their next game. And then Napoli were able to defeat Karabakh 2-0. Yeah, I think they really needed that result, looking at how bad they've been, especially in the Champions League. But really, when you look at some of the results across the 2 games, I feel like the results that have been more impressive, about is obviously Chelsea's win, Arsenal's win, Real Madrid getting over the line, obviously, Paris Saint-Germain getting the needed win also. I feel like some teams that I expect to get results did get their results, and some of them, the likes of Man City, Liverpool losing, I didn't see that coming. But it just goes to show that the Champions League would always be difficult. You really never can underestimate any team at all, right? You really never can do that. But well, those are my thoughts on some of the games. Until match day 6 are obviously played, I think next week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, probably when it gets closer there will be a preview for that game. But those are my thoughts on the results of match day 5 of the Champions League. Don't forget to share yours in the comment section. I will definitely be reading. However, also don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. You guys should subscribe now, subscribe to the channel. Waiting they happen, it's free. It helps the channel to go. Please subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on all our social media handles at _official FSH. Well, those are my thoughts until I come your way for the weekend reviews. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye, people.